Hi guys, it's Mrs. Ogle. I'm glad to see you again. I hope you had a nice weekend. We had a good weekend, but it did rain on us quite a little bit, didn't it? All right, are you ready to get our day started? We're going to start with our silly song. We're going to clap our hands, wiggle our fingers, and pat our heads. Are you ready? Mrs. Ogle's here. Clap your hands, Mrs. Ogle's here. Clap your hands, Mrs. Ogle's here. Clap your hands, Mrs. Ogle's in our classroom. You are here. Wiggle your fingers, you are here. Wiggle your fingers, you are here. Wiggle your fingers, you are in our classroom. Your friends are here. Pat your head, your friends are here. Pat your head, your friends are here. Pat your head, your friends are in our classroom. I'm glad that we're all here today and we're all learning together because I want us to talk about something new today. But first, what do we have to do next? What comes after we sing our song? Gonna give you a clue. Now do you know? I bet you do. You gotta stand up tall, hand goes on our heart. Are you ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great job, guys. Go ahead and sit back down. Let's take a quick look at our calendar. We're almost done with the month of April. There's only a few more days left. This is today's number. Today is a number 2 with a 7. Today is a 2 with a 7. When we're all done counting up to our number, we're going to see how many days are left before it's a new month. Are you ready? Let's start with the number 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Today is Monday, April 27, and there are 1, 2, 3 more numbers this month. And then on the 4th day, it'll be a brand new month. The next month is the month of May. I'm going to say that word really slow and see if you can figure out what letter that's going to start with. May. May. What letter makes the sound? When we get to May, I'm going to show you the word. So I want you to try to figure out what letter is going to be the start of that word May. We were talking about farms and farm animals last week. This week, we're going to talk about something else that happens on farms. Plants. Farmers have lots of plants. When farmers grow plants, it's called crops. They grow crops. And crops are really important because that is what we eat. A lot of farmers in our area plant beans and corn. And those are important ingredients in a lot of the food that we eat. But there are lots of other plants that we need that farmers give us too. So we're going to talk about plants for the next, maybe a week or 2 weeks because plants are really fun to talk about. I want to show you that plants have a life cycle. Who else had a life cycle? We just talked about a little bit ago. What else had a life cycle? Butterflies, right? Butterflies had a life cycle. Here is a picture of the life cycle of a plant. The life cycle of a plant starts with a seed. The seed goes in dirt and it needs some things to help it grow. As it starts growing, a seedling is formed, and that's when it starts to develop roots. Did you know before you ever see any green come out of your plant, it has roots underground that grow first? That's called a seedling. And then we start to see the green part come up through the dirt, and that's called a sprout. As the sprout gets stronger and bigger, it becomes a real plant. Now, some plants we can eat, like fruits and vegetables. Some plants turn into trees that give us things like apples. Some plants are flowers and they're not good for eating. Now, you guys should never eat a plant unless you talk to your grown up first, okay? Always check in. But when those plants are grown, they create seeds of their own, and those seeds come in lots of different ways and they spread in lots of different ways. Sometimes bees help to spread seeds, and sometimes birds do. Sometimes the wind even helps to spread seeds. But that's their life cycle. So this grown up plant has seeds somewhere on it that will be released and spread. And then when they fall in the dirt, when those seeds fall in the dirt, they start all the way over. Now I wonder, what things do plants need to live and to grow? They need some things kind of like what you need. Talk to your grown up for a minute about what things plants need to live and grow. Hmm. Do you need dirt to live and grow? No, you don't, but most plants do, don't they? That's their home. It's important for you to have a home too, right? What else do you need to live and to grow? You need food and you need water. Water's really important. Now, different plants need more water or less water. Some plants, like cactuses, don't need a whole lot. But most plants, especially the ones we find around us, they do need quite a bit of water. They also need sunlight. Now, plants don't need food the same way that you need food. They're not going to eat pizza, right? Or a string cheese or an ice cream cone to help them get their energy. But they do need nutrients, and they get that from the soil and the sunlight. So they need a home, which is usually dirt. They need sunshine to help give them nutrients, just like the dirt does. And they need water. I planted a little plant of my own. Check it out. What do you see? Well, you probably just see a cup of dirt, right? I just planted a seed today, so it's not going to grow right away. In a couple of days, there will be roots in my dirt. And a few days after that, I might start to see a little bit of green coming out of that dirt. I planted a flower that I really like called a zinnia. And zinnias are great flowers. Usually I put one in each cup. I learned that if I put too many in a cup, they'll all grow a little bit, but they won't all grow to be great big pretty flowers. If I put one in a cup, they grow much, much better. So I've got a little plant and we're going to check on it every few days. We'll probably check on it every 4 or 5 days to see what changes we notice, okay? I want to look at shapes with you today because shapes are all around us and we've been practicing, we've been talking about our shapes. So I want to keep practicing. Who is this? You've seen this before, right? It's Susie. Susie Circle, good job. I bet you can even sing the song for your grown up. I'll get you started and then you sing it. Susie Circle, big and round. How does it go? Can you sing it? Ready? Susie Circle, big and round. All I do is roll around. That's right. Susie Circle doesn't have any straight lines at all. She's just one big round circle. What's the next one? Oh, it's Sandy Square. Sandy Square is my name. My 4 sides are all the same. Look at that. We can count all 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they're all the same size. They're not too long or too short. They're all just the same. Next, we have Tommy Triangle, proud as can be. Count my sides. How many sides? I'm going to say it again, and then I want you to do the counting. Ready? Tommy Triangle, proud as can be. Count my sides. Did you do it? Did you count my sides? 1, 2, 3. Tommy Triangle has 3 sides. Oh, I like Ollie Oval. I like Ollie Oval. He says, I am Ollie Oval. A football shape is mine. Some people think that I'm an egg, but I think I look fine. He's kind of like a circle that maybe got squished just a little, so he's long. He's tall on the top and bottom, isn't he? Yeah, that's Ollie oval. So we do see ovals sometimes in eggs or in footballs. Sometimes you might see a window that's shaped like an oval or a mirror that's shaped like an oval. I wonder if you can find any other ovals in your house. Ovals are a tricky one to find, so I want you to be using your smart brains and your looking eyes and see if you can find any ovals in your house. How about that Danny Diamond? I'm Danny Diamond. I have 4 sides. All of them are diagonal lines. Diagonal means they go at a slant. They're not straight up and down, and they're not straight sideways. They kind of go down like a slide. Look, if I put my little arrow right here, whee, it goes down like a slide. And whee, this one kind of matches on the other side. Over here, it's the same. Whee, it goes down like a slide. And sometimes you'll hear Mrs. Ogle say he's got pointy tops and pointy sides, doesn't he? Yeah, he's got pointy corners. Oh, this is Ricky Rectangle. Ricky Rectangle is a lot like Sandy Square, but what's different about Ricky Rectangle and Sandy Square? Well, Ricky Rectangle's sides aren't the same, are they? Ricky Rectangle says, I'm Ricky Rectangle, don't get me wrong. 2 sides are short, over here and over here, and 2 sides are long. And on this rectangle, his long sides are the top and the bottom, and his short sides go on the left and the right. But rectangles sometimes turn too. So sometimes the short sides are the tops and bottoms. That makes rectangles pretty tricky to spot. All right, we're going to try to find some rectangles. Uh-oh, I might be covering up some shapes. We're going to try to find some different shapes. I'm going to move off to the side for just a second. We're going to start by trying to find triangles. Are you ready? Do you see any triangles? Tell your grown-up what you see that's a triangle. Did you find a Christmas tree that's a triangle? I bet you did. Did you find this one's kind of tricky? I was being a little sneaky. Look at that ice cream cone. The cone part is a triangle. Good job. All right, now we're going to look for rectangles. Remember, those rectangles are tricky. Sometimes their long sides are on the top and bottom, and sometimes their short sides are on the top and the bottom. I see 2 rectangles. Do you see 2 rectangles? What color is the rectangle that you see? Did you find a brown rectangle? I bet you did. That door is a rectangle, isn't it? Did you find a rectangle that has 3 sides? Or that has 3 colors? It has 3 colors. It's an important rectangle. We look at it every day we do our circle time. It's red and white and blue. Look at that flag is a rectangle, isn't it? Yep, you're good at this. Okay, circles. We're looking for circles. Do you see anything yummy that's a circle? I saw yummy pizza that's a circle. I saw another circle. Where's it at? Is my other circle blue or yellow? My next circle is yellow. Look at that sun. It's a circle too. What shape is left? We've done triangles. We've done rectangles. Whoops, there are my fingers. And we've done circles. What shape is left? Squares. Can we find squares? I see a square right here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides that are all the same. That's an old television. Yep, that's an old television. It's a square, isn't it? And I see a square clock. Yeah, all 4 sides are the same. You guys are really good shape hunters. You're really good at that. All right, I'm going to move my picture back down, so hopefully you can see me. And then we're going to do today's book. Today's book is The Curious Garden. I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks ago, I measured the Curious Garden with my popsicle sticks. Have you measured anything lately? Might be something fun for you to try. Okay, so here's The Curious Garden by Peter Brown. There once was a city without gardens or trees or greenery of any kind. Most people spent their time indoors. As you can imagine, it was a very dreary place. See a lot of browns and grays. I don't see much green or blue, do you? I wonder if that will change. However, there was one boy who loved being outside. Even on drizzly days, while everyone else stayed inside, you could always find Liam happily splashing through his neighborhood. It was on one such morning that Liam made several surprising discoveries. He was wandering around the old railway, as he did from time to time, when he stumbled upon a dark stairwell leading up to the tracks. The railway had stopped working ages ago, and since Liam had always wanted to explore the tracks, there was only one thing for the curious boy to do. Liam ran up the stairs, pushed open the door, and stepped out onto the railway. The first thing he saw was a lonely patch of color. Wildflowers and plants were the last thing he had expected to find up there, but when he took a closer look, it became clear that the plants were dying. They needed a gardener. Who do you think will be their gardener? Who do you think is going to do that? Liam may not have been a gardener, but he knew that he could help. So he returned to the railway the very next day and got to work. The flowers nearly drowned, and he had a few pruning problems, but the plants patiently waited while Liam found better ways of gardening. So you had to be careful, right? Not to give him too much water and to be careful where he trimmed. As the weeks rolled by, Liam began to feel like a real gardener, and the plants began to feel like a real garden. Most gardens stay in one place, but this was no ordinary garden. With miles of open railway ahead of it, the garden was growing restless. It wanted to explore. The tough little weeds and mosses were the first to move. They popped up further and further down the tracks and were closely followed by the more delicate plants. Over the next few months, Liam and the curious garden explored every corner of the railway, starting to see some green where there wasn't green before, was there? That. They said first the weeds and some of the hardier grasses moved, and then some of the flowers started to explore too. I love these pictures with little splashes of flowers and green showing up all around the city that had been so gray before, hadn't it? Oh my goodness. After spending his spring and summer and autumn with the garden, Liam's time on the railway was finally interrupted by winter. Heavy blankets of snow fell on the city that season, and for the first time since he'd become a gardener, Liam could not visit the plants. Rather than waste his winter worrying about the garden, Liam spent it preparing for spring. After 3 cold months, the snow finally began to melt, and Liam rolled his new gardening gear over to the railway. He looks very ready, doesn't he? He's got a book, a watering can, a shovel, a rake, and I bet those are the handles for his clippers. He even put on a hat so his ears would be protected if the sun came out. Sounds like he spent a lot of the winter getting ready to take good care of his garden. Winter had taken a toll on the garden, but thanks to Liam's planning, his handy new tools, and a little help from the sun, the plants soon awoke from their winter sleep. You can see up here he was hard at work, and it didn't take long, did it? He started to see some green again. The garden had always wanted to explore the rest of the city, and that spring it was finally ready to make its move. Once again, the tough little weeds and mosses set out first. They popped up further and further from the railway and were closely followed by the more delicate plants. The garden was especially curious about old or forgotten things. Did you know that plants can grow in lots of places you may not expect them to? That's true, they really can. A few plants popped up where maybe they didn't belong. Uh-oh. Can't cover the stop sign like that, can he? Nope. Cars need to know when to stop. And look at this. It covered up a fire hydrant, but firefighters need to be able to get to those. So he has to be careful, right? Make sure his plants stay where they belong. Other plants mysteriously popped up all at once. I want you to look at this page. new plants are showing up in his city. How do you think they're getting there? Talk to your grown-ups. See if you guys can figure out how would other plants be getting around the city. The most surprising things that popped up were the new gardeners. So Liam wasn't the only gardener anymore. Look at this. I see people down here that are ready to take care of plants. Looks like maybe she's mowing the lawn, and people are in here taking care, pruning and trimming, giving vines a place to grow. Oh my goodness. Do you see all of this color in his city? This gentleman or lady is walking barefoot on this soft grass. I bet they couldn't do that before when it was all hard and cold underfoot. People are taking picnics to enjoy the flowers and the plants. And I bet the birds are loving the new green grass and flowers too. Many years later, the entire city had blossomed. But of all the new gardens, Liam's favorite was where it first began. Look at this. This is the top of that railway that Liam very first found that one little patch of wildflowers. And he took such good care of it, it started to spread, didn't it? The garden felt strong. And those seeds that the birds were moving and the wind was moving, they had a place to go and someone to help take care of them. But what I love about this book is the fact that Liam, who is just a kid, he got other people to get really excited about gardening and to take care of it too. Because kids can do some pretty awesome things. And I know some of the best kids out there. I know you guys. I know you can do some pretty awesome things. So I want you to keep a lookout for your learning packets. This video is getting posted Monday morning. And Monday afternoon, I'm going to be bringing around some learning packets with Miss H. And if I don't see you today, I will be coming back on Wednesday. And we're going to try to visit as many of my friends as we can. If we don't see you, I'm so sorry. And we will come again, okay? So we're going to do this learning packet. And then in a couple more weeks, we'll make another drop-off. So look for your packet. We're going to try and find as many of you as we can and say hi. Remember, we can't give hugs like we wish we could, can we? Not right now. Soon we'll be able to, but not just yet. We're going to bring learning packets. And here's my most exciting part. In that learning packet, there will be some seeds for zinnias, and there will be some dirt and some paper cups. So you can plant flowers just like Mrs. Ogles. And maybe your grown-ups can help you take super good care of them. And when they start to bloom, would you send me pictures? Because I love zinnias. And I would love to see pictures of you guys taking really good care of your flowers too. So all of that will be in your learning packet, plus a few extra surprises. I hope you guys are having a great Monday, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye now.